As many people might know, Disney has a lot of financial issues right now. Last year was a terrible year for them, having huge flops. Movies like Lightyear, which had a huge budget, costing about $200 million, was a flop, making only $226 million. This might not sound that bad, but for a movie to be successful, it needs to double its production budget, which is something Lightyear didn't do. Another massive flop Disney had last year was Strange World. This movie did even worse than Lightyear, making only $73.6 million against a $180 million budget. This movie marketing was awful, since Disney didn't promote the movie at all. In fact, many people don't know this movie even exists. They also made the Pinocchio live-action movie, which was hated by everyone. Even Marvel had a terrible year. Shows like She-Hulk and Mrs. Marvel were not well received by the fans, especially Mrs. Marvel, which is the less viewed Marvel show. Movies like Thor: Love and Thunder divided the fans, saying that it had too much comedy and it felt more like a parody instead of a Marvel movie. As you can see, Disney faced a lot of problems last year. They were hoping that 2023 would be a better year for them. This year they have a lot of big projects, but most of them ended up being disappointing. First, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. While the movie wasn't a flop, it is still a disappointment at the box office. The movie made $476 million, which does sound that bad, but once you compare it to the other two Ant-Man movies, it is a massive disappointment. This movie didn't even make more than the first Ant-Man movie, which made $519 million. Critics also hated the movie, calling it boring, and that it was more a commercial for upcoming Marvel projects rather than a movie. It is the second lowest rated movie of the MCU. In May, things got better with the release of the third and final movie of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a success at the box office and also got good reviews. Later that month, The Little Mermaid released. The movie got mixed reviews, saying that the movie had bad CGI and that some of the acting wasn't good. So far, the movie has made $542 million, which sounds like a good amount of money, but considering the massive budget this movie had, it is a disappointment. Things didn't get better for Disney. Elemental is the most recent movie of Pixar. The movie had one of the lowest opening weekends for a Pixar movie. On its opening weekend, the movie made $46 million, is terrible for a Pixar movie. The movie has a budget of $200 million. So far, the movie has made $253 million, so at least it made more money than Lightyear. It might make $350 million, but it would still be a flop. The movie would have probably made more money if it released on another month. The movie had a lot of competition. The movie had to compete with Transformers, The Flash, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. While the movie isn't bad, it isn't as good as other Pixar's movies. Now we have Disney's latest flop. Indiana Jones 5 is one of the most expensive movies ever made, with a budget of $300 million, which is an absurd budget. As of right now, the movie has made $252 million, which is not good. The movie needs a miracle to be successful. The critics are also not loving the film, saying that it is an unnecessary movie. Sadly, the movie might not make more than $500 million, since this week Mission Impossible is releasing, which is aiming for a massive opening weekend.
Disney still has 3 major releases this year. Hopefully, they do better critically.
Disney needs to stop spending so much money on movies. It needs to have a lower budget so the movies can be successful. Movies like Elemental don't need a $200 million budget. They need to act quick or they will go bankrupt. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.